Hello viewers, thank you for checking out the latest video from Sierra's Travel. In today's video, we are going to feature our trip to the village of Lacock, which is located in the village or civil parish in the county of Wiltshire, England. It's about 100 miles west of the city of London. Now, Lacock is actually a very interesting village because they consider it to be a true medieval village within the county of Wiltshire. In fact, the village is almost entirely owned by the National Trust and attracts many visitors during the course of the year because of its quote-unquote unspoiled appearance. And that unspoiled appearance has allowed it to be featured in several huge movies, including the Harry Potter franchise. You can actually see this village in The Philosopher's Stone and in the Half-Blood Prince. They've also filmed scenes from the upcoming movie Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald in this village as well. So it's quite a tourist attraction for Harry Potter fans. So we're here for about 30 minutes. If you've seen some of our other videos that we featured while in the UK, we did a day trip to Windsor Castle, the town of Bath, Stonehenge, and we had stopped in the village of Lacock for lunch, and we'll talk about lunch a little bit later in the video. But in the 30 minutes we spent walking up and down the different streets, trying to get a feel for what it's like walking in a true English medieval village. And that's what we're going to share with you today, just our walk up and down these different streets, so maybe you can appreciate a little bit what this village is like. And again, if you're in the UK, if you're visiting the UK, you're in the London area, you're looking for a day trip from London, it's 100 miles west of the city of London. There are buses, there's trains, you can get out here, you can rent a car and drive up here, but definitely some place you can come spend the day and feel like you are back in time. So basically the entire village is a central grid of about 4 streets, and the village looks exactly like it did 200 years ago. I know in addition to Harry Potter, BBC did a series in the 90s, Pride and Prejudice. They filmed some scenes here in the village, and I'm told that some scenes from Downton Abbey were actually filmed here as well. Just kind of wandering these streets, it's just beautifully preserved. I mean, these stone cottages look like they belong in another era, another age. There are also quite a few shops. Quintessentially English is definitely one you want to check out, with a lot of things that are, ignore the pun, but quintessentially English. There's also a local chocolatier who runs a shop called Cocoa Chemistry. Definitely something you want to check out. She had a wide variety of homemade chocolate, toffee, fudge, sauces. I'm actually a little bit upset that I didn't record a video while I was in there. I was too busy browsing for chocolate. This is inside the old barn, which I understand dates back to the 14th century. It served as a barn during the wool trading days of Lacock. It also served as a marketplace for the village. Just an amazing piece of architecture that this is still standing. But I was actually just told the roof was replaced in 2007, so I guess it needed some upkeeping. Okay, back outside, we're just in front of St. Cyriac's Church, and I'm being told somewhere around here is actually the house of Harry Potter's parents. I think it's just over there behind the church. Not quite sure which one it is though. And since I've mentioned Harry Potter, village of Lacock also plays host to the home of Professor Slughorn from the Half-Blood Prince. Also, the Lacock Abbey was used for several Hogwarts interior scenes during some of the movies. Professor Snape and Quirrell's classrooms were also filmed within the Abbey, and I think some of the cloister areas were used as Hogwarts cloisters and courtyards in some of the earlier movies. Unfortunately, both the church and the abbey are closed today, so we're not able to go in there and get some video. I was hoping to capture a lot of these different things on video, but we're just going to have to settle for a walk outside. And I believe you'll recognize this area from the start of the Harry Potter and Half-Blood Prince movie. And before I run out of time, I do want to talk about lunch. We had lunch at the Gorge Inn, which, as I understand, is the oldest pub, dating back to about 1361. Just a beautiful place, absolutely gorgeous on the inside. There was a fireplace within the dining area that caught my attention, and I found out that the fireplace actually dates back to the days of Oliver Cromwell, which I thought was absolutely fascinating. So if you're into antiquities, you're into history, you're into old places, places that have historical significance, this is definitely a place you want to dine at. Unfortunately, I can't rave about the food. I had the fish and chips, basically 3 pieces of cod, some steak fries, and some green peas. It wasn't the greatest meal in my life. I mean, the meal wasn't quite memorable. It was decent. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great either. And let me quickly show you what the outside of the pub looks like. And here it is. This is the outside of the Gorge Inn. I'm sure you can also get a room here, but I believe our bus is supposed to pick us up any minute now. So I'll wrap it up here. Thanks for watching.